Hey y'all, it's Taya, and in today's video I'm showing y'all how to do these jumbo box braids with curly ends and curly pieces added. I love how this turned out. This is probably my favorite braid style so far, so if you're interested, keep on watching. To start my hair prep, I will be using Sulfur 8's new scalp therapy line to make sure I minimize the amount of dandruff I have. So today's video is sponsored by Sulfur 8, so thank you guys so much. I am familiar with their brand because I always buy their braid spray from the beauty supply. The line has 5 new products that include a scalp oil serum, shampoo, scalp buttercream, a soothing leave-in treatment, and a scalp spray, which are all free of sulfates, silicones, and parabens. So I'm going to be demonstrating how I use all of these products for a clean and itch-free scalp. And Sulfur 8 was kind enough to include a giveaway for you guys, and all you have to do is follow them on both Facebook and Instagram and come back and comment on this video when you guys are finished. The giveaway is open to residents of the United States only, and the winner will get to choose 4 Sulfur 8 products of your choice. I will have their socials linked down below, so make sure you check out the description box for all the details. I'm starting off with the scalp oil serum before shampooing to help control scalp itching and flaking. So I applied a small amount to several areas of my hair, and I'm just massaging it in and then letting it sit for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to shampoo my hair using the dandruff control shampoo. This shampoo controls itching and cleanses and conditions. I just focus it mainly on my scalp, and then I'm going to go in with a conditioner of my choice. And after using these products, my hair felt clean and my scalp felt really clarified and fresh. So moving forward, I blow dried my hair, and I'm going to be pre-parting. I always do this now because it just saves me the headache of parting while I'm just trying to finish my hair. So I'm going to do the first row right above my ears, and that's going to be 2 jumbo box braids. And after each part, I am going in with the Sulfur 8 scalp buttercream. I put a small amount on each part, and then I massage it into the rest of my scalp. So this product is going to help stop flaking, which is very important because I am going to be using a lot of gel for my braids. And after that, I'm going in with the leave-in soothing treatment, and this is probably my favorite of the whole line besides the spray because it's a liquid and it just feels really good and soothing like it says on your scalp. And so I just applied that and massaged it in, and now I'm braiding down this section so that it's out of the way for when I'm pre-parting the rest of my hair. This next section is going to be right above the tail of my eyebrows, and I think it had like 5 to 6 braids in it. I'm curving the comb like around the circumference of my head. I don't even know how to explain this, but I'm just following like straight lines and whatever. So you really want to make sure that it matches up in the front, which is what I'm doing. And from there, you just perfect your part, and you have to keep looking in both mirrors. So I always have 2 mirrors on hand and just making sure everything is symmetrical. Then I'm applying the buttercream and the drops just like before. I'm doing this after every part because I want to make sure I get my entire head covered. And I am very prone to dandruff, and I have a very itchy scalp, so I love this whole line because it soothes the itching and prevents my hair from looking dirty too fast, which is really important with any braid style or any style that you're going to be wearing for an extended amount of time. And this is how it's looking so far. So these are the first 2 sections, and yeah, I'm going to move on to the 4 in the front. So I wanted to make the 4 braids at the top before I do the row below it. I'll show you guys in a second, but I wanted to do this so that the row underneath would fall into place. So I just made them as big as I want, and then after I have 4 squares at the top, I'll already have a section underneath or between the row that I just did and between these 4 parts. So you guys will see, and it'll make sense after I braid these up. But it was super easy this way because instead of having to like create that curve, since I already made the 4, the curve kind of just created itself. So I'm applying the soothing drops and the buttercream and just massaging that in. And as you guys can see, once I made the 4 at the top, the row under just fell into place. So I have the 3 rows on the bottom and then the 4 parts at the top. Okay, so now for the actual braids, I'm going to be following a brick pattern, which just means that I have 1 braid sitting in the middle of 2 above it or below it. So first I'm just slicking down my hair and I'm using gel. I'll have everything linked in the description. And now I'm taking the braiding hair. I'm using 18 inches, and to see how thick I want the braids, I just twist the hair and it kind of will tell you like how thick it's gonna be. And then I broke that piece into about 5 pieces. So I'm braiding down twice, so 1 time and then 2, and then I'm gonna add the braids. So I add the braiding hair in between my middle finger and my pointer finger, and I hope you guys can see better. I know in the last video a lot of people were saying they couldn't really see, so I tried to get a better angle, and I hope this one works. But after that, I'm gonna braid down 2 more times, and then you'll have a piece that doesn't have any braid hair. So you add another piece of braid hair in between your pointer and middle finger again, and you braid down twice again. You can either add more hair or you can keep braiding down further like I did. This section of my hair is a little bit thin, so I didn't need to add it like one after the other, but it's all depending on thickness, which I'll talk about in a second. So I'm just adding braid hair as I feel necessary, and the reason I'm not being like too specific about it is because it depends from person to person. So if you have thin hair, you obviously need to add less braiding hair or more braiding hair, and if you have thicker hair, you need to add less. So for me, once I get to my ends, I add smaller pieces just to better secure them into the braid. And you don't want to start adding them right above your ends. You want to do it like around 3 inches above, so it actually gets a chance to secure them. And then you just braid down like normal. Once I get to around 4 to 5 inches from the end, I secure it with a rubber band, because this is the part that I'm going to be curling. So this is preference as well. You can have like a longer or shorter curly end. And now I'm going to show you how to add the curly pieces. So there are 2 methods. I'll show the second one at the end. So I'm using a deep twist hair, and then once you get to the spot you want to add, you just feed in the hair like normal in between your middle and pointer finger, and then you put one piece aside like I did, or you can hold it with your mouth and braid down like normal, just making sure to keep that one piece out of the braid. Alright, so back to showing y'all how to do a knotless braid. So I'm just kind of figuring out how thick I want it, and then I'm sectioning it into about maybe like 5 pieces. Again, this isn't too specific because it'll depend on what type of hair you have. So if you have thick hair, if you have thin hair, it's going to be different. So just, you know, take this with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't know. But this is how big the curly piece is going to be. And so I just sectioned that part into 3 braids and braid down like normal. So it is going to be a little different in the back of your head. So I'm going to braid down twice and add the piece in between my thumb and my pointer finger, which you guys will see. So when you braid in the back where you can't see, it's going to be kind of like you're doing someone else's hair. So it's going to be an overhand braiding method. So that is why you add the hair in between your pointer and your thumb. So again, I'm going to braid down 2 more times and then add another piece of hair. And then after that, I'm going to braid down 2 more times and add the 3rd piece. And you guys can see this isn't easy even for me. So if you guys are just starting out and you get frustrated, it's completely understandable. I get really stressed out when I'm doing my hair. I get really frustrated and it's not easy. So just be easy on yourself and don't feel like you're going to be a pro if this is like the first time you're doing this. So like I was saying before, in this braid I added 3 pieces kind of at the root of the braid. In the one you guys saw before, I added 2, but you know, it just depends. Like I was saying, this part of my hair is thicker than the front section. And so once you get to a place where you're able to see the braid from the front, you can turn back around, face the mirror, and bring the braid out to the side like I'm doing here. And then you can start adding the pieces in between your middle finger and your pointer finger like I showed you guys at first. So if you have the braid in the front, you're gonna add it in between pointer and middle. And if you have the braid in the back where you can't see, you're adding it in between the thumb and the pointer. Okay, so I'm showing you guys one more time just in case you didn't understand from any of those, but I braided down twice, then added the braiding hair in between my pointer and middle finger, braided down twice again, and added the hair in between my pointer and middle finger, and then repeated that one more time. And then I just braid down, and if I feel like I need to add more hair, I do. If I don't, I don't. So that's basically it. And then also you just stop about 4 to 5 inches above the ends and put a ponytail holder, and at the end I'll show you guys how I curl the ends. All right, so one more time with the overhand method, I just want to make sure you guys can understand what I'm doing. So I braid down twice, so 1, 2, and then I'm going to add in the piece underneath or in between my pointer and my thumb finger, and then just continue braiding down like normal. And then I'm going to braid down twice, add it again, and then twice again, and then add it. So it's very repetitive, but I just want to make sure you guys can understand like what's going on. And that's it. And once you get down to a comfortable point, you can bring the braid out and finish it while you're looking in the mirror. And that's because when you bring it out to the side, it's going to become like an underhand braid. So this is like overhand. When you bring it out to the side, it'll be underhand. And so if you need to add any more braid pieces, you feed in the pieces in between your middle finger and your pointer finger. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave me a comment and I'll try to answer as many as I can. So while I was braiding, I added a curly piece to every other braid, but now I'm just like, I was looking through and I felt like I wanted more, so I'm crocheting them in. So I stick in the needle and then add the curly piece, pull it through like so, and then that little loop, I'm gonna add one part of the curly piece and then thread it through it and then tie it in a knot. So you guys will see. I'm just gonna take it like this, just one piece, put it through the loop and pull it tight. And this method, I liked it, but I felt like I was doing it wrong because the hair wasn't really that secure. It didn't come out, but it kept like loosening up and I had to keep pulling at it while I had the style in. So I do prefer braiding the hair in over this, but if you guys want to add more pieces at the end like I did, then this method is definitely really easy to do that. And yeah, so I kind of just like eyeballed it, added pieces where I wanted to. I cut some of them to make them short, like framing my face. And yeah, it's all preference. So I think I even added more once I ended the video, but you guys can add as much as you want. And it gives it like a really boho and pretty look. So I really, really loved it. And now I'm showing y'all how I added in the curls. So I'm using these curl wave rods, or I think they're also called perm rods, sorry. And I'm just twisting the hair in any direction, just in the direction, like in the style of a curl. And then once I put the cap on, I twist the cap in order to tighten the string. So if you don't do that, then the ends of the braids are definitely going to unravel and then it won't be a curl. But if you twist it, it tightens it so that it's very secure. And I didn't know that at first, so I was having problems with that. So if you guys are new to it, make sure you twist the cap in order to tighten it. And it's really, really simple. I just did that to all of them, and then I dipped it in hot water. I boiled water over the stove, and then I dipped it for about maybe a minute and a half, so a minute and 30 seconds, and let them air dry. So you want to let them air dry 100% before you take out the curl or the perm rods. So that's really important so that the curl can actually form and set. So now I'm going in with the scalp spray and spraying this all over my head. And what this does is neutralize odor, it prevents scalp itching, and prevents frizz, which is perfect for braids because you can spray it on your hair every single day to upkeep your style, keep it looking nice and clean. So again, I want to thank Sulfur 8 for sponsoring today's video and keeping my braids and my scalp looking really fresh. I'll definitely be using these products in my monthly hair care routine. So thank you guys so much. And if you guys want any of the products, you can find them at the beauty supply. But yeah, this is the final result. I literally love how these turned out. These are like my favorite summer braids. I might go actually get them done just because I don't feel like doing my hair again. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.